Hello, thank you so much for doing this with us today. Before I begin, I think maybe it's good to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Tung Ratayut. I'm actually very excited to do this with you all again, and as part of the founding cohort as well, so this is a very exciting journey to see. But I think it's also very good for the audience to know who you are as well. So would it be possible for you to actually give a quick introduction of yourself or help share with us your story of self?
Thank you. So first of all, hello everyone. My name is Theangsreng. I am a former teacher at one of the public school in Cambodia at the urban poor community through the Teach for Cambodia fellowship programs, and now I'm working as a staff at Teach for Cambodia to provide direct support to my CEO for higher impact initiative on education. As a young Cambodian, an educator and also a former teacher, I really want to see education system transform kids' life so that they can create a better future for themselves and also for all of us. So for me personally, I believe education has the transformational power, so that they have the transformational power, and this might not the only solution, but it's very a critical solution.
Thank you. It seems like this is the biggest hope to achieve, and I'm glad to be part of this journey with you as well. But I think that as for today, you are representing the Teach for Cambodia as an organization. So I would like to position myself as an interviewer for this conversation, and hopefully, if there are certain questions we have to revisit, hopefully you're okay in delivering it again. But of course, this has been a very special 2 years. I know it can be positive or negative. But I think maybe we can actually focus on delivering this interview together. Are you okay with that?
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this sounds amazing. So I think let's start with our first interview questions. How different and similar is this school year compared to the previous year?
So actually the differences here, but first of all, if you're looking at the education system in Cambodia, so we as a community, as teachers, as parents, and also the school director, we are already overwhelmed by the systemic challenges here. So including those challenges include high dropout rate. The student cannot access to quality of education because of the genocide in the past, and also we lack of the resources and the infrastructure to support those needs. So even now, so this is the challenges even before the COVID-19, but even now the COVID-19 has forced all school closed, and we as a community really we are so disempowered to see kids cannot go to school and cannot access to education. So because of the COVID-19, we see the disconnection between student and the education system. We believe that the longer the student disconnect to the education system, we see the high possibility of high dropout rate. So for us as a community and also an educator, we really feel so disempowered initially to see kids cannot go to school and also cannot access to the education.
But I believe there's a certain duty you have to be in charge of, right?
So it is our duty and responsibility as an educator and also the community to do whatever it takes to ensure that our kids are safe and continue learning.
Perfect. You sound like an amazing dedication as an organization to aim for. But I think maybe we can also move to the second question as well. What changed in your school mode of learning?
Actually, so the COVID-19 has really changed a lot in the school system. So the first of all, like other countries does, shifted from in-classroom learning to distance learning. And so in Cambodia it's not very different from other country. But the thing is that we really, so our community, the school, the parents and teachers really took a while to pause and be able to adapt these new changes. So for the past year, so the school has been exploring new ways of teachings, and also the new way of how to manage teachers and students to ensure the kids as they continue learning and stuff.
Thank you. It seems there's like adaptability toward distant learning. So I think for the third questions, it's specifically will shift the attention from public school to Teach Cambodia as an organization. So what changed in the design or the implementations of the program?
So at Teach for Cambodia, we have been putting and investing a lot of effort into 3 key priorities for our program. So first of all, we still ensure our program continue. So we're still recruiting more teachers. So we train them and so that they can teach more students during this time. And we also investing for their leadership so that they can foster more leadership in different levels for students, for their whole classroom. And also, so the last one is also we keep really reflects and learning, because due to the uncertainty of the situation, so that we can explore new insights and innovations to support our programs and also the kids as a whole community as well.
This sounds like an amazing way to actually refocus. Before I move forward next, could it be possible for you to check the microphone a little bit? The head of the microphone, just in case.
Yes.
Yes.
It's on.
Yes, thank you so much. We just need to make sure. Thank you for doing this with us as well. And I think for the next part, I would say that it's also curious, not just for us, but to many of our donors and supporters as well. We have this question a lot. Can you describe your organization's work on ground at this very moment?
So because of the changes, our fellows who are working in the ground, so I would like to demonstrate their key strengths. So their strengths is, so the number one strength is that they have a very strong relationship to the kids. Even before the COVID-19, even now, they have a very strong relationship, so they can engage in students even more easier and more effective. And they also our fellows very young and they have high energy, and they also are tech savvy, so that they can move kids very fast to the online learning platform. They also have very high growth mindset, so they keep thinking new possibility, new ways to support their student, and also they also build their own. So they also build a supporting community, so they're supporting each other and also supporting other teachers to build more capacity to online learning. So this is what we see, that even the school closure is cannot prevent us from ensuring our students are learning.
Great, it seems like a very active and a very engaging situation on ground as well. I'm glad that this relationship can actually help the student continue on to learn during the process. And of course, with this dedication, key strengths has of course possibility of challenges. Can you share 1 or 2 challenges your program participants face during this fiscal year?
Okay, so we as an organization, we see 2 key challenges of our program participants. So first of all, the one challenge is that they still keep getting students into the online learning platform, and also keep them engaged, even to push them even more further to engage in the learning in the process. So calling that, we also see that they have more workload than before, and a bit more. They also face they feel also reactive to the situation, and this may cause into their emotional instability for some time. Yeah.
It is understandable how there's a lot of things happening on the ground. I think it's also good to actually see how they actually address those challenges.
So to address these challenges that our program participants are facing, so we observe that they keep reflecting and really thinking through on why are they joining this work in the first place. So they really recenter themselves and repurpose themselves. And we also see that they use their own strength, they sharpening their own strengths to continue this work. We also see that they also leverage other people's strengths, other fellows, other teachers, and also the school to cultivate those strengths so that they can keep moving forward with the student.
Wonderful. It seems like the community are working together to ensure the student are still learning. I would also like to actually chase as well. What support did the Teach for Cambodia provide to help with these challenges?
This is very appreciated to our program team that have been supporting our fellow who are working as a frontliner in the ground. So our program team has been open space, create more space for them to really reflect, to really recenter on their own purpose, on why are they really working at doing this work in the first place, and our program team also align with them a lot with the organizations and the Ministry of Education guidelines and direction, so that they can keep aligned on that directions and guideline. And having a supporting group or supporting community for specific topic or for specific subject, for example, classroom management community, ICT community to support our program participants and other teachers to keep moving forward into the teaching. And finally, I also see that they have do a lot of one-on-one coachings to ensure our program participants are motivated and also have the right skill necessary to deliver the impact to the student.
Sounds amazing. So it seems like the program team has dedicated themselves to ensure that the fellow are ready and continue on making impact on the ground. And I think the next question would be more on the motivation side. What motivates Teach for Cambodia to continue its work toward quality education in Cambodia?
So what really motivates us as an organization to moving forward to ensure quality education for our kids for the long run is that the COVID-19 really opened our eyes to see the gap of the inequity of the education inequity very huge, and we see it more clearly and more visible to us. And so this is open us to see the truth and the reality that many students may never return to school, and even if they return back to school, they still struggle with the learning loss from the past years. This is another challenges from the existing challenges. However, what really keep motivating us is that despite all this truth and reality, we see new possibility that we as an organization to work with other people, to work with other organizations, other partners, to bring in new opportunity and the new learning experience for our students to keep moving forward, to ensure that they keep still engaging in the learning process during this time.
Wonderful. This seems like a good ride. So I think we have the last question for this conversation. What significant insight has your organization learned that propelled you guys forward?
Actually, so from the past year, this COVID-19 time, so the insight that we learned so far is that the digital device is not really something new. It's always there, but the COVID-19 hits, we see the inequity of accessing to digital device because if the student cannot access to the digital device, they cannot access to education either. And the second one is about that we understand and we identify the need of our community, especially our students and teachers, their need and the challenges, so that we can support them on the targeted skill, or so that we can support the teachers on the targeted skill.
Understood. It seems like first is that you see the digital device as something new, and second one, the targeted skill is essential to continue on training teachers on as well. So supposedly, do you have any last word or sentence you would like to end this interview with?
Yeah. So as we are a local community, so as we are a local community that we really feel so disempowered during this time to see our kids not able to go to school and many of students cannot access to the education during this time. We also see the reality that many students may drop out as well. So this is we really feel dismotivated, really disempowered. However, we see that our teachers on the ground really our teachers, our school directors, our parents, and also other different organizations and partners, they're really trying to discover, to explore new ways to support the community, to support school, to support teachers and support students to continue the education. So this is really exciting me the most personally, so that we are the community, we are educators, we are teachers, and we are also the frontliner to the education.
Thank you so much. That will be the end of our interview. Thank you so much for your time doing this with us as well.
Thank you so much.